want to get my back blown out in peace. You think I got time to talk about a divorce that's a year old?
It started with love, or at least what looked like it. After everything Teyana Taylor had been through with Amon, fans were finally breathing again, watching her glow, watching her heal. And a big part of that healing, many believed, was Aaron Pierre. He came in quietly, never loud or flashy, just present. He seemed to be the calm she needed, the kind of man who listened more than he spoke. And that's what made everything that came next even more painful, because now that same man is being called toxic. And the woman who once smiled so brightly next to him, she's crying. In a recording he allegedly made without her knowing. The internet has a way of turning on people, but this time, it wasn't out of nowhere. It was triggered by something real, a voice memo, a short, shaky clip that began circulating online late one night. At first, people weren't even sure what they were listening to. You hear a woman crying, deep, heartbreaking sobs. She's talking between breaths, barely able to finish her sentences. And then you hear a man, calm, too calm. And suddenly, the pieces start coming together. The voice belongs to Teyana. The man is Aaron. And people started asking, why was this even recorded? Before the clip hit the blogs, it made its rounds in small fan circles. But it didn't stay small for long. Because once people figured out who it was, everything exploded. And that's when the real damage began. In the audio, Teyana is heard saying something that stopped fans in their tracks. She says, "I gave up everything, and for what? For silence." Her voice is cracking. It's the sound of someone who's not just hurt, but exhausted. Like she's been carrying something too heavy for too long. And instead of being comforted, all she hears back is Aaron's voice, low and measured. "This is what you wanted." That one sentence lit social media on fire. This is what you wanted. Fans couldn't believe what they were hearing. Because to say something like that to someone who's clearly in pain, it didn't sound like love. It didn't sound like support. It sounded cold, calculated, and worst of all, it sounded rehearsed. Like he'd said it before. Within hours, the hashtags started trending. Aaron Pierre exposed. Teyana deserved better. And the biggest one of all? He's toxic too. People started digging, rewatching every video, every photo, every interview. Suddenly the soft, mysterious vibe that fans once admired in Aaron now looked shady. He always seemed too quiet, someone tweeted. Too calm. Like he was hiding something. But what hit the hardest wasn't just the recording. It was the betrayal. The idea that someone would secretly record a woman during a breakdown, especially someone like Teyana, who has always tried to carry herself with grace, even when she was clearly in pain. Fans were furious, not just at Aaron, but at the situation as a whole. Because how many times does a strong black woman have to pick herself up after being torn down by the men she trusts? People started connecting dots. And not just from the audio. They started remembering how Aaron never acknowledged the pregnancy rumors, never defended Teyana when people attacked her online, never even posted her. At first, it seemed like privacy. But now, fans saw it differently. He wanted the perks of being with her. One tweet said, but not the responsibility. And then there was the timing. Just weeks before the leak, Teyana had posted a vague but powerful message. Some people only love you when you're breaking. At the time, no one really knew what she meant. But now, that message felt like a scream. Like she knew what was coming. Even more heartbreaking was what came next. After the clip went viral, Teyana didn't say a word. She didn't post, didn't comment, didn't defend herself. Just silence. And that silence? It was louder than any statement. Because it said everything. She had been hurt. Again. And this time, she didn't even have the energy to explain it. Fans rallied around her. But some couldn't help feeling like they'd been fooled. They believed Aaron was different. That he was the soft landing after Amon. That maybe, just maybe, Teyana was finally getting the peace she deserved. But now, that peace was gone. And what was left was another layer of trauma, this time caught on tape. And Aaron? He stayed silent too. No statement. No denial. Nothing. Just disappeared. But that didn't stop people from digging. Someone leaked a DM from one of Aaron's close friends, allegedly saying the clip was taken out of context, that it was part of a therapy-style conversation they were both aware of. But even if that was true, fans weren't buying it. "There's no excuse for recording someone's breakdown," one comment read. "Context doesn't erase the cruelty." Things got worse when a second rumor hit. Someone claimed the audio was leaked by an ex-girlfriend of Aaron's, a woman he had allegedly been seeing at the same time as Teyana. Whether that was true or not didn't matter anymore. The damage was done. Teyana was hurt. The internet was angry. And Aaron's image was collapsing in real time. To make matters worse, paparazzi caught Aaron out at a lounge just days after the clip leaked, laughing, drinking, with another woman by his side. The timing couldn't have been worse. No one expected him to hide forever, but being seen partying while Teyana was being humiliated publicly, it didn't sit right. Fans felt like he was either careless or just didn't care at all. And then came the final blow. Teyana unfollowed Aaron, deleted every post that even hinted at him. Photos, lyrics, videos, all gone. And in their place, nothing. Just a woman choosing silence, choosing peace. And for many, that silence said more than any clapback ever could. It's a story that feels like déjà vu. Another woman opening her heart, trusting someone new, only to be left in pieces. Another man who seemed different until he wasn't. And fans can't help but ask, who really protects women like Teyana? When they break down, who holds them? When they speak, who listens? Because love should be safe, especially after heartbreak. But for Teyana, it seems like safety is always temporary. And love, no matter how soft it starts, somehow ends up sharp. The saddest part? She really believed. You could see it in her eyes. The way she softened around Aaron. The way she let her guard down. That doesn't happen often. Especially after a public breakup like the one with Iman. She was cautious, careful, and still it happened again. Some fans are saying this is her final straw. That after this, Teyana might retreat completely.
That she might stop letting people in.
And honestly, who could blame her? Because when your pain becomes public property, when your heartbreak trends, when even your tears become screenshots, how do you ever trust again? How do you look someone in the eye without wondering, are they here for me or for the story? Teyana knows that feeling now. The weight of betrayal, not just in private, but in the cruel glare of the public. Her silence once protected people. Now it's her prison. Maybe she'll heal. Maybe she'll dive back into the studio, bleed into her lyrics, or shoot a short film that says everything she never got to. That's her way. She turns pain into art like alchemy. But let's be clear, healing doesn't erase betrayal. It doesn't rewind the moment your world split open. It just teaches you how to keep walking with the wound. And Aaron? He's a mystery wrapped in calm. He might never explain himself. Might drop a dry, calculated statement weeks from now. Or maybe he'll stay quiet forever, hoping the storm passes. But that recording? That damn recording, it's not going anywhere. It'll stick to him like smoke. Not because he was loud. No, that would have been easier to dismiss. It's because he was too quiet. That eerie, unnerving quiet, the kind that doesn't ask for forgiveness because it never even acknowledged the sin. That silence? It cut deeper than any scream ever could. People are starting to get it now. Calm isn't always kind. Being soft-spoken doesn't mean you're safe. Sometimes, the most dangerous people are the ones who speak the least. They don't throw words like knives. They wait, they watch, and when they finally strike, it's surgical, cold,
Precise. And deadly. Teyana?
She's been here before. She's always been the strong one. The quiet one. She stayed silent to protect Iman. She kept her pregnancy sacred, hidden from a world that loves to devour joy. Even her heartbreak, she tried to swallow it whole. But pain has a way of leaking out. It shows up in the cracks. In the way she blinks too long. In the way she walks a little slower now. The truth? It never stays buried. It claws its way back, no matter how deep you try to shove it. And now, the world waits. Watches. Wonders. Will she speak? Will she post a cryptic line? A video? A song that makes everything click? Or will she let silence be her final statement, not out of fear, but power? As for Aaron, some masks don't fall with a crash. They slip quietly, slowly. And when they do, you finally see who is really behind all that peace and good energy. Sometimes the most toxic people wear the softest faces. One thing's clear, Teyana deserved better. She always has. And whatever comes next, tears, truth, or triumph, she won't be the one hiding. Not anymore.